The recent military escalation between India and Pakistan following the Pahalgam massacre hasn't just played out through official statements and military movements. It has also unfolded online through a parallel wave of misinformation and disinformation, including speculations of war. In times of heightened tensions, it's easy to get swept up in headlines, hashtags, and speculations. But history and data remind us that the cost of war outlives the conflict itself. Hello and welcome to another episode of The Data Point. Over the past 2 weeks, public interest in the possibility of a war has surged. Data shows that people, especially those in border regions, have intensely searched for war and related terms. Doodle trends show a clear spike, with many of these terms in the last week reaching their peak search interest in India. This surge reflects two things: rising curiosity and growing anxiety. But the problem isn't just what people are searching for, it's what they are finding. Many of these searches led to posts and images that were completely false. For instance, one viral post claimed that Karachi port had been destroyed. It garnered over 2.5 million views. But the image used wasn't from Karachi. It was actually from Gaza, showing an Israeli airstrike on Rafah. Another post claimed an Indian drone hit a mosque in Islamabad. That too was false. It was actually a fire accident from the previous year, completely unrelated. Platforms like Alt News have documented how posts like these, often nationalistic and emotionally charged, have spread rapidly across social media in both countries. Some of them are framed with subtle messaging, others are explicit in calling for war. But amid all the noise, one thing tends to get lost in the shuffle: the real cost of war. Across six major wars and operations, over 13,000 Indian defense personnel have died. More than 26,500 have been wounded in these wars. In the J&K operation 1947 to 48, at least 1,104 soldiers were killed and 3,152 were wounded. In the India-China War of 1962, close to 3,250 soldiers were killed and 548 were wounded. Similarly, close to 3,264 soldiers were killed in the Indo-Pakistan War of 1965 and 8,623 were wounded. In Operation Pawan, undertaken by Indian peacekeeping forces for the disarmament of the LTTE, the country lost 1,157 of its soldiers. More than 3,000 were also wounded. At least 524 soldiers were killed in Kargil and more than 1,300 were wounded. These are not just figures, they represent thousands of families permanently altered by war. They are also reminders of how every escalation comes with a price, a deeply human one. There is also the long term financial burden that comes with war. For over 30 years, India has consistently been one of the world's top arms importers. Since 2000, it has stayed in the top 5 almost every year. Even beyond imports, India spends heavily on building and maintaining its armed forces. But it is not just about the level of preparedness. War also takes a toll on national economies. We've seen this in other conflicts. When Russia went to war with Ukraine, its GDP dropped from 5.6% growth in 2021 to a negative 2.1% the next year. Ukraine's economy was hit even harder with a 28% fall in GDP growth in 2022. Israel too saw a significant slowdown after its conflict with Hamas started in 2023. War doesn't just strain budgets, it slows economies down. So while emotions run high and opinions flood social media, the data tells a quieter story. A story of lives lost, of long term expenses, and of impacts that last far beyond the battlefield. Thank you for watching this video, and for more such videos, please subscribe to The Hindu.